Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, and welcome to the first real edition of the Lear Competition Festival. Let me explain what I just said. We started working on this project more than 3 years ago. It was the beginning of 2019, and the idea was to turn the Lear conference into a festival, which means a much richer event where a number of partners manage sessions, decide, organize the session. The project was to have the opportunity to build bridges that connect the business community, the competition agencies, the international organizations, and the professional world. And also to allow all these institutions to meet the young talents that would be their future. And you know what happened? You know, the masks that we are wearing today, it's an unfortunate reminder of what happened. So the pandemic forced us to cancel the 2020 edition, and last year in 2021, we decided to hold a virtual edition of the LCF. It was a success. More than 500 people registered at the online edition. However, you know, bridges are made of bricks and mortar, and they require the physical presence of people. And the festival was designed to be an in-person gathering. So in my view, the last edition doesn't count. I would consider it the 0 edition of the festival, and this one to be the real first edition. The program of the festival is very rich. I definitely do not have the time to mention all the topics that will be discussed over the next 3 days. What I can say is that we live in a complex world and at a challenging time. I know this sentence is not mine, but you know, I took it. You know, in the last few years, we have experienced, and we are still experiencing, many different crises. And today, we observe raising prices at a very concerning rate. And in the future, we can face the risk of recession. And inflation and recessions will not affect everybody in the same way. Some will be hurt, some will benefit. And many fear that wealth inequality will worsen and deepen. Climate change is a fact, and it seriously threatens our health and safety. The digital revolution, well, we know it brought many benefits, many innovations to everybody, but at the same time, it allowed the creation of giant firms that not only can exert market power, but can influence people's decisions in a way that somebody think might jeopardize our democracies. And the pandemic made clear that we are fragile. Now, people in many countries ask for protection against these risks, and policy responses may vary, okay? I believe that some of them are wrong, honestly speaking. Our world is not only complex, but deeply, highly interconnected, so the response cannot be isolation, but, you know, cooperation can be an important part of our response. And free and open economies are definitely not the solution to all these problems, but at the same time, they are not the problem themselves. We need several specific policies to guarantee that markets lead to outcomes that are efficient and just. The question that concerns the people that are gathered in this room today is, does competition policy have a role to play in these challenges? And if we agree it does, as I think, we have to ask how it can do it, how it should do it, and how it will contribute to the cause. So although you may read many different titles in the festival program, I believe that all the sessions will have in common these fundamental questions. Now, those questions will be addressed by senior members of the competition agencies in Europe and outside Europe, prominent academics and professionals, representatives of the business community, and of international organizations. This outstanding lineup has been brought by the festival partners. I cannot mention all of them, again, for the sake of time, but I want to thank them for their fantastic contribution. I also want to thank LUMSA for hosting this meeting, this conference, this festival. Another big thank goes to the Lear staff, and in particular to Silvia, for the tremendous work they have done over the last months to make this festival possible. And finally, I want to thank you for attending this event. Now, before giving the floor to Professor Jacevoli and Professor Giannotti from LUMSA for their welcome address, let me give you just some housekeeping information. The festival will take place over 4 rooms. This is the Aula Giubileo, where all the plenary sessions will take place. There are other 2 rooms. One is located in this building. It's called Aula Pia, and the hostesses will show you how to reach the Aula Pia. You also have a map. You don't need Google Maps to find it. The other one is located in a different building that is, really just across the street. But again, people will, the assistants will help you in finding the location. The 4th room is not less important, is the exhibition area where you can meet the partners of the festival. Now, if you forget something about the program, something that might happen, you have 2 possibilities. The first one is that you have a QR code. You know how QR codes work, so you can use it to check the program of the festival. And the second is that there are displays in the registration area and in exhibition area where you will see a loop of slides with the program of the festival. I think that's all from me. I will invite the Professor Jacevoli and then Professor Giannotti to join me. So let me thank you once again and enjoy the festival. Thank you.
Good morning to everyone. Thank you again to choose LUMSA to host this very important international conference. And I will say just a few words to say many times thank you, because in my opinion, there are some important information about this conference. Firstly, the attention to young, to students, because I know that in this festival there is a competition dedicated to specifically to talent, and for me is for a university, as you can imagine, is a really important information. I read the stream of research of the shortlist candidate for this year, and I read that the topic of this year is mostly dedicated to digital market, and digital is an important word in our university because we dedicated many master degree, postgraduate master, and also many research. Secondly, I want to say thank you for your very wide attention to international, because as you know, in this period is really important to open our door to host, to accept, and to talk with the other countries. And in the many of the stakeholders of this festival coming from abroad, there are many international authorities, representatives, and so thank you to be here. Thirdly, I want to say thank you to the outstanding speaker, because I know that a quality of event is generated from the public, but also from the speaker. So thank you to choose this festival and to be here. Just a last word to remind you that our university is very focused on this topic. Attention to competition, to authority is one of the mainstream of the department chair from Professor Giannotti. And so we are very happy to develop, if you are interested, to develop research with you. We are really outstanding professors that dedicated their time to this topic. And the same, we have also education on this topic. So we are very happy, we are very, very happy to develop partnership with you. Enjoy your festival here in LUMSA and also in Rome in these wonderful days. Thank you.
Morning, everybody. Thank you. Thanks for being here. I'm very glad to give you my personal and institutional greetings for this competition. I'm Claudio Giannotti, the director of the Department of Law, Economics, Politics and Modern Languages in LUMSA University. Thanks to Paolo Buccirossi for having invited me to give these few words. And as I understood and as I can see in the program is really full of important speakers, important authorities, important consultants, and so on. I'm very glad that this festival, this competition is also in our university, also because as our Vice Rector, Professor Iasevoli said, we have been around this topic since many years. We have different bachelor and PhD programs in antitrust, in competition. I just want to remind you that we are a partner of the European Master in Law and Economics as Lear. For that, I want to thank Professor Rizzoli and Professoressa Rangone. They are running this important master for LUMSA University. Since this year, we have run a new opportunity that is the Master in Law and Economics of Antitrust, Regulation and Industries. The directors of this master are Professor Nicita, Professor Perrucci, and Professor Manganelli. So thanks for being here, thanks for your availability, and enjoy your stay in LUMSA University and in Rome, close to Passetto, that is the famous walk from Castel Sant'Angelo to St. Peter. Enjoy your stay, enjoy your program. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Alberto Pera, the chairman of the Italian Antitrust Association.